What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Going a little bit out of my element today. I've heard from people, Maddie, all you do is pasta, fish, chicken, and pork. You need to mix it up. Maybe some brunch stuff. So I've done a couple egg dishes, but gonna go out of my element. We're doing some baking today. So I feel like a man without a country right now, but I'm gonna give it a go. So these are blueberry lemon scones. So first thing, preheat the oven to 400. So I've done a couple things already because I just feel so scattered right now, admittedly. So right now I got in my dry bowl 2 cups of AP flour, a half cup of just white granulated sugar, and a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. I've also got already done the zest of 1 lemon. And I've got 1.5 cups of, you can do either fresh or frozen blueberries. So the other thing right now, getting unsalted butter, just like 1 stick, like half cup. Got it in cubes right now. So I'm going to pulse it lightly. But for both this, and by the way, we're also going to need later 4 ounces of cream cheese, so the equivalent of like half a stick of butter. We're going to pulse that later, but it's going to be a little bit chunky. That's kind of what we're looking for. So I got my little food processor. I'm going to start putting in some of the butter, and we're going to put that into the dry bowl, and later add the zest and the blueberries. This looks like it's too much for my my pulser, so I think I'm gonna have to come back and get my blender. So bear with me. I told you I'm out of my element. Stay tuned. All right, so we're back. So the blender didn't work either. If you have a real bona fide food processor, I would use that. So instead, I kind of had to cube up the butter, and almost like I made a pink sauce last night, where you crush up the San Marzanos. So I'm just doing that with the butter. Very MacGyver-ish. So just get those wet ingredients. Excuse me. You get the butter with the dry ingredients, and just kind of whisk that up. And again, if you want to keep those little chunks of butter, that'll actually be good when the scones are cooked, and you can bite into them. So any of you who are still watching, thanks for hanging with me. I'm not a baker, but I'm doing this for all you beautiful people. All right. So we got that, and then we can add our lemon zest to this. So if you've never done it before, lemons and blueberries are very good together. So we got that in there, and also I'd recommend getting a bigger mixing bowl than this. I'm really going to be testing the limits of this thing, but that's also part of the fun. So what's next? The blueberries. About 1.5 cups. Just get this in there. Keep on giving it a mix. Just get everything incorporated there. And the next step is some wet. So once again, I got to get my bearings. We'll be right back. All right. So we are back. Now we're going to do the wet. So for here, you need 2 eggs. That much I can manage. And both vanilla and almond extract for this recipe. So the vanilla is 2 teaspoons, and the almond extract is just a half teaspoon. So fresh bottles for both of these. Here's the almonds. And next we're going to do the vanilla. So once again, it is clear as day. I don't do this baking stuff often, so you know, it's good to kind of get out of your element and try something new. Because the first time I did pasta or chicken or pork, well, maybe it wasn't this bad, but you get better the more you do it. So, we're going to give this a whisk, and then we're going to add this into the dry ingredients. And then we got cream cheese as well, so let it soften, and the same thing. If you got a food processor, that's ideal. You pulse that and then you add it to this. But if you don't, kind of get it melted and break it up as best you can, which is what I'm doing over here. So we're going to add that in. The other thing that we're going to add in is a half cup of whole milk plain yogurt. So let that get soft as well. So we're going to add this in. Then start whisking this, and then I'll be back in a minute to add the cream cheese, and then we're going to finish this up and get it ready for the baking sheets and to put it in the oven. Stay tuned. Alright, so this adventure continues. So, just about got all the cream cheese incorporated. So this is a very thick mixture. What I actually did a little bit off camera to get this going, because it's a small bowl, I just got in there with my hands and kind of got it going, and that seemed to help. So the cream cheese you don't want fully pulsed. You do want a couple chunks in there for when you're done, just as was the case with the butter. So you want to get 2 baking sheets going with parchment paper on each one. So these expand quite a bit when you cook them. So if you get like a spoon or an ice cream scoop, you want to put 4 on each pan, and make sure they're at least 2 or 3 inches apart from each other so they don't stick together while they're cooking in the oven. So it's going to be at 400 for 15 to 20 minutes. You want to get them a little bit golden, but you want to make sure that they cook through. So maybe give it a quick check after 15, but probably go closer to 20. And then while it's in the oven, we'll do a glaze for when they're done. So just going to kind of get it into a ball. And put it on the pan. So I'll be back in a minute. I just got to rinse. We'll be back. Alright, I'm just going to show you before I put some of these in. I don't know if you can see this, but you want a little bit of chunks. Like there's a good cream cheese spot right there, so that's what we're looking for. And these pans are a little bit smaller, so I'm probably going to do multiple batches. So set your timer. We'll be back. Alright, so we're back. So despite all those struggles early on, these turned out pretty well. So there we go. So they want to be like a little golden on the bottom. I'm trying to see if I can show you. Can you see that? Yeah, they're good. So before you eat, we're going to let these rest about 5 or 10 minutes. In the meantime, it's optional. You can do a little glaze. So for this, you just need some powdered sugar. This is like 3/4 of a cup. Some little bit more of that plain yogurt. And just a pinch of kosher salt. In there. And just going to kind of work this and get it going for the finished product. So we're going to let them sit. Sometimes it's all about just getting to the finish line. A little bumpy, but we got there. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're back. So with this glaze, this is the first time I did this. I just pulled a recipe off of Food Network. I kind of gradually add the yogurt and just keep stirring it up until it reaches that consistency. So it's nice and sweet, but again, no set amount, but just one of those things up until it looks right. So go over and pick one here. So this one's got some nice blueberry, got a little chunk of the cream cheese right there. Just gonna drizzle the glaze on here. Maybe a little more. Not bad for all those early hurdles, but there's some blueberry lemon scone with some cream cheese and a nice little glaze. So for all the brunch people, the people with the sweet tooth, I might struggle through it. I can do it, you can too. Everybody be good, have a good week. We'll be back soon. Peace.